In a world where everyone is looking for your money up front, doesn't it just make sense to check out a podcast that's looking to give you something for free? Like the music for your content and free music for your film and videos? Look no further. It's the Tim Kulig Free Music Podcast. Welcome back, everyone. It's the Tim Kulig Free Music Podcast. I'm your host, Tim Kulig, and it is today, Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. We all made it. We all made it through Christmas, the New Year. I promised, and I made it through with a promise to myself to take some time off and a break and regroup, spend some time with friends and family, and honestly, just get some R&R, man. It was about time. Last year, I fired out about 200 tunes. I promised to do about that and then some even more this year. So, gonna hit the ground running as soon as I get back from my travel arrangements for this weekend, which I'll get into in a minute. But really, my goal this year is to get as close to, if not exceed, the 1,000 published song mark before 12/31/2025. So pumped. I'm really pumped for this year. I've got a lot of projects in the mix. I've got a bunch of collaborations coming down the pipeline. If I'm doing them with you, you know who you are, and you know I'm getting to you. I just needed a few weeks off to regroup and, take a deep breath. Man, just a lot going on, and it was time to just take the time for myself and just kind of contemplate my navel here and literally just not think about writing for a few weeks, because I was starting to feel like things are getting a little stale. I was starting to write some of the same things over again, and that's kind of my cue to be like, nope, time out. Need to just not iterate, not ideate anything for a few weeks, better part of a month, and just give your creative brain, a chance to unwind and not think for a little bit, and then the new stuff starts coming again. But if you try to push the brain and the creative brain to create 365 days a year, it just isn't going to work. I'm going to sit down, get frustrated, feel like I've got nothing else to say. And that's a weird place to be as a creator. You do not want to get there. You really want to just spend the time at the keys and come up with some really cool stuff. Even if you're just ideating a melody or something. I want to get back to my Monday, Fridays where I'm doing 5 ideas each day, whether they're developed heavily or not, irrelevant. I could finish 3 to 4 songs on a Friday, or I could come up with 5 melodies in a half an hour on a Monday and be done with it and just be like, hey, that's it. That's all I got in me today. But 9 times out of 10, when I sit down in those ideation days, something good eventually comes out. Even if it's not the first couple ideas I lay down and tracks, it's usually by the third or fourth thing that I'm playing around with, something really fun starts to happen, which gets really exciting. So that's basically it. By next week, I will have started in on a bunch of cool stuff. I've got 4 podcast interviews lined up with other creator friends of mine that use some of my music. And I'm also very interested to dig in a little deeper about their creative, their creative endeavors, what they do online. Some of them are podcasters, some of them are YouTube video creators. Others are, there's another one that's a D&D DM that is, I don't know how you do it, Kelly, but you have like several running at the same time. I can't keep one story straight, let alone 5. So can't wait for that interview. And also going to intersperse other updates and website walkthroughs to show people how to use the functionality of it and some new features. And this week there's a rollout for the website. It's kind of like a 1.5 release. Thank you so much, Ryan, for doing this before I head out to Orlando again. But the mobile functionality has been upgraded, and it's much more user-friendly. It was actually not maximized for the scaling with the first iteration with the release of my new website in December. Understandably, like I wanted to get the site up and running for people that wanted to use my music that are at a computer. Now I've got scalability on the phone, and there's other updates and iterations to come, inclusive of a blog and an affiliates page and all sorts of fun stuff. So yes, lots happening, lots coming down the pipeline, and I'm coming out of the gate racing and sprinting as fast as I can. And what's the first thing I'm doing this year? Well, heading out on my 50th birthday tomorrow to head to Podfest in Orlando to learn how to do this better. More ideas on equipment to use, on platforms to publish with, on getting guests on the show, being a guest on other shows, cross promotion, collaborations with other artists and other creators. Ultimately, this year is going to be the year of promotions. And now that I've got the website where I want it to be, and I have the podcast starting to take form as an advertising and collaboration leg of my promotional leg, it's going to be a very exciting year, because I'm going to be taking what I learned from this conference, which is going on for 4 or 5 days. It ends Sunday, but the bulk of it is happening Thursday through Saturday. And there's a bunch of different tracks. There's creator tracks. There's, book writing tracks. There's all sorts of things there's more that I'm going to be that I can possibly attend. Let's put it that way. Coupled with the fact that there's a vendor forum there as well for people that have either services or equipment that I'll be able to use going forward. I'm very excited to learn as much as possible from this entire event. It's an event, if you don't know much about it and you are a fellow podcaster, even if it's an extension of your core business, like it is for me, simply put, it's a 11th consecutive year in 2025, and it touts and brags to be the longest running annual in-person podcasting conference in the world. So it's right here in Florida, and I was super psyched to find out about it when I went to Creator Fest last August in Orlando as well. And this could be a game changer for me as far as learning ways to collaborate with other artists, to collaborate with other podcasts, get the word out about my music, my royalty-free collaborations with other creators, and just get it in the hands of other podcasters, of other creators. And that's going to be a very strong mission of mine for the next 2 to 5 years. But this is literally the catalyst to it, is going to be this long weekend I'm walking into tomorrow. So super excited about it. I'm going to be very, very hopeful to connect with some more creators that I want to interview and talk to and find out what their journey is going to be like. And literally this event is nothing to be intimidated about. And I say that because it's everything about it and everything I've read about it so far. It's a very welcoming environment. They welcome like flat out beginners to full on professionals that have been doing this for a decade plus, and everything in between. So excited to see what they have to say. the beginners all the way up to the folks that are established and the speakers. There's keynote speakers that are coming back that I think some of them have been with the program since the beginning. And yeah, I mean, literally just another way to collaborate with other creators and another way to get the word out about the catalog and all that. So just wanted to let you know, like, there's nothing much more to say at this point in regards to it, because I've yet to be to this event. So this will be a new experience. I will likely be trying to capture as much as possible throughout the event. So I will be updating socials. So if you follow me on any of that, you can go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, even TikTok. I'm going to try to get on everything I can to promote the weekend and capture a little video and do little snippets here and there. Super like raw, low key. I don't have time to do a lot of edits, but it's just going to be, hey, this is my opus experience with Podfest, and just want to really capture the moment as much as possible, but also experience it firsthand as well. So I'll try to update as many things as possible throughout the 3 days of the event and the expo. And yeah, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to what I can do with what I've learned and the connections I make at this going forward this year with the podcast, and tie it all together and really make a go of it to get this catalog I'm building into as many people's hands as possible, and find out what people are looking for in music in the podcast space. That's going to be a really enjoyable endeavor and enjoyable investigation, because at this point I haven't talked to enough people to know what people are looking for in that space. So having so many people, I think there's 1,400 or 1,500 attendees to this thing. There's going to be a lot of people here. So it's going to be exciting, to say the least. And yeah, man, I'm just really, really pumped. So I wanted to get this out super quick. It's not a very long podcast episode, just a quick primer of Happy New Year, hitting the ground running. If there's music you're looking for this year in specific styles, reach out to me, ping me at timkuligfreemusic@gmail.com, and follow me more on here on YouTube. You're likely going to be hearing this on YouTube or on Podbean, wherever you get this podcast. Be sure to reach out to me and let me know what you're looking for this year in music for your content that's royalty free, and I'll make sure I get it into my production schedule. But I am super psyched. I have to finish packing, so I've got to cut this short. But I look forward to an update next week, and next week starts my marathon of interviewing. So very excited to start that process and to get that going with some creators out there that I really care about and I really enjoy collaborating with my music. I feel like there's really something going on there with you guys and the choices you make with the pieces that you use of mine in your content. I just love it. I never know how people are going to use it, and when they do it, it gets me super excited to listen to your content. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to talking to you all again, and we'll see you next time on the Tim Kulig Free Music Podcast. Talk to you real soon. Take care.